Hello, beautiful people all around the world. Thank you for tuning in to an all-new episode of Ithaca Fan View. I'm your host, Charles Green, with my co-host, Jason Camacho.
And like always, we like to give you some insight on some of our athletes here at Ithaca College and give you some background on them.
I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors, Savage Roofers, brought to you by Ithaca Zone, Malik Morris. Also want to give a huge shout out to our other sponsor, Drop Spot, brought to you by Ithaca Zone, Isaiah Nato. So thank you for supporting us as we support you.
So this week, we have Jordan Beckley here with us.
Hi, guys.
She is on our varsity track team here, and thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit about your background and where you grew up, who you grew up with, and how you got your start in track and field.
Oh gosh. So I'm from Rochester, New York. I grew up in a town called Irondequoit. It's about 10 minutes from the city of Rochester. Grew up with my mom, my dad, my twin brother, and my older brother. I went through like this tomboy phase in like the 6th grade. Wanted to play basketball, wanted to run track, wanted to play football, the whole nine. And track was like the only thing that actually stayed. My dad ran track. A host of like my aunts and uncles on both my mom's side and my dad's side ran track, so I just felt like it was in my genes and like I kind of had to. I originally thought I was actually going to college to play basketball, but then I realized I wasn't growing anymore. So I applied to Ithaca, talked to Coach Potter, and 4 years later, here I am.
What position did you play in basketball?
1 through 4 actually. Yeah, I was really aggressive.
What
so
year was
like,
this?
Like all throughout like high school.
High school, right?
And,
So you played for the high school team?
Yeah.
What was your number?
Number 2.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
a baller. Okay. That's wild.
Yeah.
Why'd you give it up, basketball?
Some things happened my senior year that kind of made me lose like the love for it and the focus for it, and I also realized I was actually a lot better at track than I was at basketball. So I was like, I can potentially make a college career out of this. So here we are.
Oh, that's what's up, though.
So tell us a little bit about the role of your family and what it means to your family for you to be a student athlete at our school.
So technically I'm the middle child, I guess I should say. I have one older brother, but I have a twin brother. He's 25 minutes younger than me, so I kind of like to, use that. I'm like the peacekeeper in my family. Like my older brother, he's the quiet one. My twin brother's like the rowdy ones. I'm just like the overall mellow one. They love it when I come home. Like we have a good time. My dad actually played football for Cortland, believe it or not. Yeah, so they were actually really surprised when I came to Ithaca. So he was like really excited because he had to actually end his football career, his freshman year, because he had a neck injury. So he was actually really excited that I was able to come to college and fulfill like his college sport career. And track, because it was also one thing that he also loved. So it was just like, oh my gosh, like we get to keep going to sports events. We, after graduation, they kept coming to track meets, whether it was in Rochester, whether it was in Ithaca. So they like to be very involved in what I do, and track is like one of those things that they can like really support me and be there, mentally, physically, and just be there to support me while I'm running or jumping. So
Exactly.
yeah.
How did your experience growing up prepare you for a predominantly white institution?
So the town that I live in growing up, it was more so a predominantly white town. As I got older, more people of color started to come. So I'm from a background where I can but like I'm used to either a more white background or a more diverse background. Ithaca was actually more predominantly white than I expected it to be. But it wasn't anything that I couldn't necessarily handle. Like I can be friends with, brown, purple, yellow, doesn't matter. So I was able to, just from like my friends' experience in high school, being on different like sports teams, whether it was like AAU travel or travel track or anything like that, I have like a variety of just different personalities I've came in contact with. So it was a bit easier for me to, make friends with everyone than it might be for someone who went to like a predominantly white high school or a predominantly black high school.
Got you. So would you say was there any major adjustments you had to make, or was it just like natural?
No, it was more so natural. And also like while I was growing as a person, I also started to grow in like my friendships. So like some of the friendships I might have had like freshman year are not the same that I have right now. So just like a growing and learning experience.
So tell us a bit about your experience as a Black female athlete here at Ithaca College. We just went into it being a predominantly white institution, so being a Black female athlete, how was that?
Honestly, at this particular school, it's not great. I think, at least on my track team, I don't want to speak for all the other teams. There's 60 girls on our team, including, distance and cross country, but there's only 6 people of color on the track team. I'm the only senior of color on the team, so, excuse me, I take that back. I'm one of 2, Lucy. Hi, Lucy. But it's been a challenge because I haven't really had a connection I might have been able to have if there were more people of color on the team. I don't know if it's just from just like recruiting purposes or, just the financial standpoint of some African Americans or people of color, not being able to come here. But it's been kind of difficult because I haven't really had like a cohort of certain things, because like certain situations or things I can only talk to with people of color that some white people might not be able to understand. So it's been a little bit harder just being able to talk to people, I guess I should say. But being a captain, I've kind of had to learn how to kind of put my feelings aside and kind of just like be able to be as diverse as I can be. But it's still a challenge.
So I'm curious to know, now being only one of 2 black girls on the seniors on the team, does that make the two of you closer, or is it kind of like same?
Yes. Due to one that we are the same events, we talk a lot more than I might talk to someone who's like a long distance runner or thrower. Also, we tend to be put in the same like hotel room together. Don't know if it's because we are friends or if it's simply because we are both people of color, or just so we can connect to each other a little bit more. But due to being just one of the 2, we are a lot closer than I can say that I am with other seniors who might be white or, not a person of color.
Do you see that as an issue, that they pair you 2 together always?
I don't see it as necessarily an issue. I would have liked to maybe be roomed with like someone else just so I can get to know my teammates better. I feel like it's good to get to know your teammates outside of just like competition or practice, like being in a hotel room together, like you guys are sleeping in the same room, like getting to know that person like on, with their face mask on and their hairnet, something like
Watching
that. So
shows,
exactly, like getting to know each other.
Yeah.
So I think I would have liked to be able to just to get to know someone else, like just who they are, like just relax and just hang out. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So, coming into college, did you feel adequately prepared to be a student athlete and having to balance both academics and athletics?
Oh yeah, absolutely. In high school, I was a 3 varsity sport athlete. Played tennis, basketball, and I ran track. And also did AAU, like, on the side, while working. So, like,
Independent.
Yes, absolutely.
Time management was something you learned very early.
Very early. Also, I wasn't allowed to watch TV growing up, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, like Monday through Friday, no TV. My Wi-Fi was cut off at like 9:30. My cell phone had to be off at like 9 o'clock.
In high school?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, so like, but it really didn't bother me a lot because like I'm always busy. Like after some type of practice, I had homework, I had church, or shower, eat dinner. It's already 10 o'clock. Time for me to go to sleep because I low-key also had a bedtime, but it's fine. So shout out to my parents for doing that actually, because I was able to do the most important things first and like get things done, and then like have my time to like debrief and just like relax before it's time for me to go to sleep. So I'm the type of person where like I'll get things done early. I like just getting it done because like it's gonna have to get done eventually. So why not just do it in my spare time? So my time management was something that I was already good at, but like I had to increasingly get better at because I was also involved in like other clubs and things while on campus. So it was just definitely like focusing on my academics first and just remember that everything else comes afterwards. So
how does your brothers feel about that? Especially your twin, because you said he's the rowdy one. So like
in terms of like how does he feel about what?
Like growing up having the curfew and stuff. Did he
strict schedule?
Oh, he didn't do it at all.
Yeah.
He's still actually the rowdy one. Yeah, he was more so the rebel, wanted to do what he wanted, and I was more so like the golden child and did everything I was like supposed to do and beyond. So, but he's getting better, I guess.
I mean, those are some good values and
Yeah.
some good skills that were instilled in you very early. That I still struggle to. I still struggle to manage my time well. So, tell us a little bit about your goals freshman year when you came in on the team. What events you wanted to run, what impact you wanted to make on the team, and now it's your final season as a senior. And what were your goals coming into the season, and what was the impact, or what did you want to leave Ithaca with?
So originally, I actually wasn't recruited to be on the track team. So my goal was to just pop out. That was literally my thinking. I have to show that I deserve to be here despite not being recruited. I have to show that just because you didn't see me in high school or you didn't really hear my name, I'm just as good, if not better, than some of the other people. It's funny because before I actually got here, I started looking up all the records from the track team, and I'm like, oh, I can beat this, I can beat that. I mean, I haven't beat it, but it's fine. But that was just my mentality, my motivation to just get out here, show them what you can do, and just show that you prove to everyone that doubted you that you deserve to be on this team. Coming into this season, I was more so focused on myself, more so focused on my individual goals. Don't get me wrong, we have team goals, but being in my last season, got one last shot to do what I have to do. So I just came in trying to, get a new record for long jump, or, PRing in the 60 or PRing in the 100. Right now, my goal is to go to nationals. I'm top 30 in long jump right now. So I'm really excited. We got a few more meets actually, so I have a few more opportunities to do those. And actually our 4x1 team is on the cusp of still trying to make it into nationals right now. So those are my goals, just to go out with a bang. Whether it is going to nationals, whether it's not, but just leaving it all out on the track or in the sand, and just basically not regretting anything. So
Definitely all or nothing.
Yeah.
I respect that. Definitely. Yeah. So I'm curious to know what you coming in your freshman year. What role did the seniors play for you that helped you in your career? And then now that you're a senior, how did you use that to help the freshmen under you?
Oh, I love my seniors freshman year. They were very just caring. They knew that they were all freshmen once. They knew how hard it was to transition. They knew that track was a lot. So they were just always there, not only physically during practice, but mentally, emotionally, during, academics or just outside family issues or personal issues. So me being a senior and being a captain and knowing that the generations have shifted a bit since we've been freshmen. I just really wanted to be that support system for the first and second years on the team. Whether it was just personal issues, health issues, just being someone they can talk to no matter, the time of day, if you want to go grab coffee, if you want to grab a dinner, and just making sure they know that they have someone to talk to, because I feel on college campuses, mental health is something that is extremely, extremely important, especially in athletics, because you're so busy, you're worried about academics, you're worried about your personal life, you're worried about, sports that you kind of don't get enough time just to breathe or just to discuss your feelings. So I just wanted to be that senior that you felt hey, I have a problem, I want to be able to, to go talk to her for any reason at all. So
It's really awesome that you wanted to be that person for the incoming freshman. So you said a little bit about your goals motivating you. So tell us a little bit more about what else motivates you just to leave it all on the track?
My parents, my mom and dad have really sacrificed a lot to keep me here, to keep me going. Unfortunately, Ithaca doesn't really have sports scholarship, so it's just been really difficult financially because it's such an expensive school. So just making them proud academically and on the track has been something that really motivates me. Also just my friends that are no longer here. Unfortunately, I've lost a friend each beginning of the school year. So just them not being able to be here anymore. I just want to be able to. I use that as motivation because they can't be here. Let me do something to in their honor or something like that. So yeah.
Gotcha. So, what would you say the 4 years here being a college athlete has taught you about yourself?
Oh, definitely how to speak up for myself. Definitely how to be more of a leader, like a more diverse leader in just like any setting. Time management, like we discussed, and I think that's pretty much it. Just like being able to just like balance it all, but also remembering to like have fun and like this is what I love to do, and just remembering like not to lose the fun of while I'm here. So yeah.
So, like, what advice would you give to anybody who's coming into college unsure if they want to play a sport or not, but potentially?
Give it a try. I would just definitely say like talk to the coaches, talk to the GAs, or even talk to the people on the team. You know, ask them about how it is. You know, if this is maybe like the right setting for you. But I would definitely say give it a try. Don't necessarily just say, like I wasn't recruited, I'm not good enough to be on the team, or like the coach doesn't know who I am, because like I said, like I wasn't recruited. Here I am 4 years later. And I also like the saying, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So it's like if you don't take that shot, you never know. Like this girl on our team, Kat Pittman, the national pole vault champion, she was actually on the gymnastics team, and she got cut from the gymnastics team, and now she's like a 3-time national pole vault champion in track and field. So it's like you just never really know what can happen. You never really know, you know, what's gonna happen the next 4 years here. So I mean, I would definitely say try it your first year. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, then hey, you won't have any regrets by not doing it.
That's very true.
So yeah.
Very.
So, any post-grad plans?
So right now I am staying in Ithaca. I just don't want to go home yet. Taking a gap year. I am going to PA school in 2020. So right now I just need to get 1,500 hours of like contact hours with patients and things like that. So I'll be home, saving money and living under my parents' roof. But you know,
Nothing wrong with
I know.
I'll be at home too. We got a few
Yeah,
weeks, and
right?
in those few weeks, I will be back at home, sleeping at mama's house.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
So, thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
coming in, and this was a great conversation, and thanks for another episode of Ithaca Fan View. Have a good one, everyone.
Bye, guys.